And right, if you come and get a bit closer, I can tell you a bit more.
¿Cómo es para estar el agua? ¿Has visto los sistemas de tráfico por la ventanilla?
No, ahora no he visto nada.
Fíjate porque son obras para el drenaje, son un sistema de drenaje que he visto acojonante en los campos, pero todo organizado con molinos y tal, de drenaje.
In de praktijk doet dat meestal.
Then we go around in the middle, and then it's easier for you.
Nee, als ik iets harder.
Nou, harder.
In het midden gaan staan.
Gaat in the middle staan. I'll go in the middle. If anyone has to go to the bathroom, but we try to, so there is no heating at all at the moment in the building. We have 4 tour guides at the moment, so we like to have 15, 16 people and make it a little bit mixture. All the people together, Dutch and foreign, so then it's easier for everyone to go around. Is that possible?
Yeah, yes. Shall I stand at the door and count 4 times 16 or something like that?
That's good.
Okay.
Oh, this. Ja.
Can you wait 1 moment?
Just 1 moment, please. Fabricated linen, and we did it already in 1200, and even before. Zuidlaren, where you are in now, the place, the village, is already there about 1200 after Christ. So it's already a very old town. So the whole surrounding here is old. In the mill, the miller, the millwright, was a very important person because he could do everything by himself. And that you will see that on the mill, where the workshop is. We try to make the atmosphere a little bit around 1900. So it is now. So you see here the little shop. And this is a shop that we can go in there now. In formerly times, in 1700, 1800, we had a United Asian Import Company, VOC, and that was our first multinational. In 200 years, they brought about 1 million people outside to Asia, 1 million. And they get a lot of 2.5 million kilos of several spices. You see cinnamon, all kinds of stuff, cloves. They all imported here in the Netherlands. That was very big. They had a lot of money. This spice mill is made by volunteers later on, just by they want to drawings and all, but old people say, well, that way and that way, they built this mill all by hand. So this mill was used for about 10 years, and then the factories came on, and they couldn't have one more. They stopped very quickly. This is all made by volunteers, and these stones are used in all countries over the world. We call it color stones. So even for the grain and even for flax, they all use the same sort of stones, mostly in the vertical way, so horizontal that you see later. I set it on. Can you have your attention, please, for a while? Normally, we have a small ship that we use in the trade region. We had a lot of those ships in the 200 years. We had about 4,500 ships that go to Asia. And those ships are all. This is one of the equipment that is used on such a middle-aged ship. Does anyone know what it is? You may have a look. The smell. You know it is flax. Yeah, it's a flax roll.
Flax?
I tell you what it is. Did everyone have a good smell? The underlaying stone is the big stone, the other one is the deeper stone. And it's used as the corn comes to the middle and it floats around. And this is what the underside of the stone is. So the faster the mills run, the higher we can lift up those stones. So it's easy to lift them up like this apparatus, and then you can see it goes around, it's floating around, and it goes in the middle, on the outside, goes out to the next floor. So then it's flour. Sorry?
Waar komt het uit?
It comes out to the outside. It runs to the outside and going down around, because it's just a centrifuge, and then it goes round and round, so it's milled, and then it goes downstairs. There's a sack, that you see it later on, there's a hole, the stones in the hole, and the miller
Es el pasado futuro. El pasado futuro, parte es el pasado futuro.
But this is a very hard type of material. It's not dirty, it's clean, it's absolutely clean because it's a nature product. What we do, we crush the oil, we set it inside here, we heated it up, because the linseed is so hard, you have to heat it up, otherwise you can't work with it. We heat it up by 40, 50 degrees, then we bring it here, inside a boulder, we call it a boulder, it's a sack. And the sack goes into the hair. And what's a hair? That is a hair, the leather strips there. In formerly times, they used horse hair for that. That's why they call it a hair. We set the hair over there, and we hammer it down 48 times. There's a clock, and after 48 times of running, you hit a bell. So the guy who works here, it's very noisy of course. The oil is coming out here, he knows it's ready, and he can lift it up and make it move. And the oil is coming out on the other side. It is, they couldn't understand each other because they weren't speaking all day. And that they call it olie. That's it. But this is professional. There are still 2 mills for the combination of this grain and linseed. We are still so we can do this still electrical, but we can still do it by wind.
Là-dedans, et ça demandait beaucoup de travail, et et c'était extrêmement brillant. J'ai pas compris l'expression d'homme.
Shall we go further to the room, otherwise
Sourd comme c'est ça, c'est le rapport au fait.
Vamos, vamos.
Pasta de aceite.
Bien aprovechado.
No, aceite de linaza, para la fabricación de pinturas, y barnices.
Está más moderno.
Sí, sí.
Well, we are here in the engine room. The miller who built this mill saw already that he could earn his money only by the wind, because there is not always wind. So if there is no wind, you can't earn money. So we thought, I set some steam engines in, because there was no electricity at the time. So in 1905, he already said this heavy machine, this big engine, is 175 horsepower. So it's an unbelievable big machine. And he had a second steam engine, that's here, that was for the oil crusher. And the third, that's also a steam engine, was to clean the water that you use the steam engine. To reuse it again, you have to clean it. That's why it came over the tanks. So they cleaned the water out of the engine and reused it again. That machine. Yeah. But already he saw very quick that it was not enough just to have a steam engine, because it was not effective enough. We have a big kettle, it costs a lot of coal, now we do it with coal. But then already he thought I needed electrical equipment. So he bought himself a very big generator, driveway on the other side. It's a big apparatus. And it was already before 1900, and we get electricity here in Zuid-Laren in 1923. So it was already 25 years before the electricity came here in Zuid-Laren. So it was very modern. It was a very good miller because he set also windmills even in Cuba. So his name was, he had a fantastic name. So everyone knows how it works, a steam engine. A lot of steam. Do you know what this is? If the machine is running, and he was running, he should have done it too fast, so over it.
This is near.
You're fishing.
Wil je niet binnen het digitaal met alleen presentation? Dat is volgens mij voor Jonas. Flora, ze hebben het gisteren al gegeven, hoeveel hij. Je kan het
Who would like some coffee? Program of today, especially the teachers. Well, without further ado, I would like to introduce the principal of our school, Mr. Hans Boers, to say a few words of welcome.
Just a few. Good morning, everybody. So nice to see you. I wish you all a warm welcome at the Carmelemmen College in Emmen. We are always glad to see you here because we highly value that our students meet with students from other countries and other cultures. Especially now, given everything that's going on at the moment, we think it's very important, very important, that students meet and discuss with students from other countries and other cultures, especially about the future. The program that we offer combines both serious matters and fun, of course. We think that is the best combination for students to learn and discuss. I wish you all an interesting and educational week, and I sincerely hope that you will remember these days in Emmen in the most positive way. Discuss with each other, disagree with each other, but most important, enjoy each other's company, especially now. Have a nice time. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Boers.
Ja, ja.
All the ice melts on the North Pole, South Pole is how Europe would look with the risen sea levels. So there's no Holland, almost no Denmark, and well, it's just we're gone.
Yeah. So right now we are here. We are here, and we are of course in Emmen. And I have to share a secret with you guys. Emmen has won the prize of being the most boring municipality 4 years in a row. But, wait. But, right now we have guests from all over the world, so I can assure you now that it's not the most boring municipality in the world. Thank you.
So, let's continue with the next presentation. I could, of course, ask who wants to go next, but then I am afraid I won't get any spots, so let's start.
No.
Pause it.
It just made a sound.
Maybe there.
We do.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's
Yeah,
on.
here in the computer.
Watch it on the outside.
Which is located right in the city center of Santos. The main entrance of the school has stairs around 3 meters. In the hall, there is a triptych painted by a well-known artist and a former teacher of the school. Then, there are a few more stairs leading to the facilities and the classrooms that the school offers. Currently, 1,600 of students and 120 teachers take part in the education community of our school. The students come here to study not only from the neighborhood, but from other parts of the region, because it's a great amount of options depending on what they want to study.
It offers compulsory secondary education, bachillerato, art, social science, science and technology, and initial, intermediate, advanced vocational training.
We start classes at 8:30 in the morning. We have 3 periods of 50 minutes with a 5-minute break. After these 3 periods, we have a 30-minute recess. The youngest students, first and second year, have to stay in the building, and they usually play football or eat their snack. But the oldest students can leave the building, and they usually sit down on the main entrance stairs. Then
So Slovenia is situated in Central Europe. We're like our town is like here in this part. This is Ljubljana, river Soča.
You know, this river they filmed like stories from Narnia, bro.
Yeah, Prince Caspian.
Prince Caspian, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
So we live in Bela Krajina. This is a small region in the southeastern Slovenia on the border with Croatia.
Yeah, so these are like our traditional souvenirs from Bela Krajina. It's eggs.
It's like eggs, but they're empty. They're empty.
Shells, eggs, and they're
yeah. So, and this is our school. We just got a new color. It's a little bit, maybe it's heartwarming, but it's probably okay, yeah. So our school is very small. There are about 280 pupils on our school. I guess it's the smallest school in this project. But still, the positive side of this school is that everybody knows each other. You know, like you see on the hallway like a student from first grade and you know him and you're like, oh hi, how are you doing? Want to meet today or something like that, yeah? Hang out, yeah. So yeah.
So this is our football team. You know Roman probably. Yeah, that's the river Kolpa.
These are Portuguese guys, right? So yeah, we in school we have like different kind of projects. Like we go on a trip like this.
Our main center is in the world program. It's very different from Netherlands or Spain or other regions. But I will show the pictures. We can put the top, the light.
Yeah, we definitely can do that. I'll do it for you. No worries. And do you need board software or should I shut it down? Because right now
the project is Green Skills for Global Change. This is a picture taken in a beach in the coast of Cantabria. In the summertime, we have very good weather, many tourists. In the winter and the autumn, the weather is, as you can see, this sea is very high. An action agenda for sustainable development. We will focus on one of the 10 points. What is the agenda for sustainable development, the priority challenges, and extreme poverty, including hunger, promote economic growth and decent jobs within planetary boundaries, ensure effective learning for all children and jobs for life and livelihood, achieve gender equality, social inclusion, human rights, improve agricultural systems and raise rural prosperity, empower inclusive, productive and resilient cities. We will focus in this presentation on point number 9. Okay. Transform governance and technologies for sustainable development. Maybe they are interconnected, but we will take more attention to this point. This is the Nansa River, a river in Cantabria. We have a lot of water, apparently, but in the summertime, when a lot of tourists come to our coast and villages and to the capital city, we have problems with the big demand of water to the hotels and homes for tourists. And they solved that to change the way we produce milk. This is a region with the high level of cows for milk production, and the impact of the was high. It is recover and sustain. We have mills, but old mills in the rivers, but they are abandoned, most of them, because they are private property and the politicians have no interest in the first picture is of a mill, a ruined mill. The other is the biodiversity we have in the marshes and estuaries of the resource also. Well, this is the idea of the point 9, a little more developed. Biodiversity, marine and terrestrial ecosystems of local, regional and global significance are inventoried, managed, monitored to ensure the continuation of resilience and adaptive life support systems and to support sustainable development. Water, oceans, forests and other natural resources are managed sustainably and transparently to support inclusive economic and human development. We will see a private foundation of the Santander Bank has helped to make this. This is in Spain, the same sentence. We try to show why we consider very important the wetland systems. Here is again the target 9A. Water is our primary source for life. All fishing traditions in Cantabria. The left picture is a piece of a painting of a Cantabrian painter. 100 ago, people went with boats to fish little fishes, sardinas. This is a big industry for the north and north Spain system economically. And now they don't go fishing, they practice sport competitions between Basque Country, Asturias, Galicia, all the Cantabrian coast, that is all the northern Spain, have competitions and they call them regattas, and they are transmitted by trade. The idea is to make robust systems in place no later than 2020. We have 5 years to finish these plans of the United Nations. The change of the climate really is a global risk. For example, in the Netherlands, they have the problem of the rising of the waters. In Spain, we have not that problem, but this is a global problem affecting local communities all around the world. That is just to make mention to that question. The point 9 and C. All governments and business commit to the sustainable, integrated, transparent management of water, agricultural lands, forests, fisheries, mining, and hydrocarbon resources. In this business talk about business as usual is how things are actually made by the economic model and how this business as usual doesn't help to change and solve problems of the climate change. A Wetlands Day, we mentioned that, but if you see the picture, we have agricultural, the waste of plastics and how we must be conscious. This is a question that the teacher from this school, Emmen, asked to debate today, maybe in Spain, where we need to get it. Really is a common good or a private good water. International Division of Labor has had serious socio-ecological, cultural implications and intends to increase and accelerate transformation process of nature and cultural important fishes very estimated by Spanish people, for example. We consume a lot of lobster from imported by trailer trucks from Scotland. In Spain we don't produce enough lobster and crabs and other aquaculture. This is a question I wanted to present you because we have in our region, near to the city where our school is, we have a center of high level of research, scientific research in oceanography and aquaculture, because we have a very important fresh and local alternative. We all know that fish is packed with protein, it's good for the hair, and rich source of vitamins and nutrients. At the same time, it's no secret that we are overfishing our seas, are putting our fish stocks in danger. In Spain, that is a real problem. Fish farming or aquaculture can help to relieve this enough fish to feed the world population. This would mean having to make more fish from our seas and jeopardizing the long-term sustainability of our wild fish stocks. Well, this is a short reference to the cons of aquaculture and pros of this maybe not what there is problems with some kinds of fisheries, aquaculture production data. I don't have time to expose the data and other pictures or frames. Farmed fish is local fish. I will read just the black letters, okay, to go faster because maybe we don't have time. It is a long explanation. In the European Union, we currently import 68% of the seafood we eat. 68% of European seafood is imported. This sector, all farmed fish produced in Europe continues to be high quality, healthy, sustainable seafood. Not in other parts of the world. In China or other parts of the world, we have not that controls of quality we have in Europe. How fishing farming works, this is complex to explain, but here in this image you can see one of that. I think the impacts on environment in open ocean aquaculture. Not all fish farms are open ocean like this, or are in estuaries or in marshes. Maybe fish waste on clean water, sanitary living conditions. In many cases, the fish or shellfish can find the nutrients that they need in the environment, but where necessary, the farmers provide additional feed to ensure a balanced and healthy diet. All of this is the center. You put in Google El Bocal, ELBOCAL, and you find that the website of the Bocal. This is a researcher explaining to our students some things of the laboratory, how they try to get the best fishes in that. They don't sell, they just make research. And they make research for other private industries. Process management may vary from author to author, but most of them consider that it requires equilibrium between the data or values coming from the privatization good must be rolled back, and the state, the town, make that public service again, lowering very importantly the cost of the private service. From what water wars to waterscapes with Bolivia's cultural tale. I should mention, I take again this picture. I had jumped to that first picture, I don't know why. Private or public? Local farmers irrigators fear that even the rain collected and distributed for centuries when late is considerable expertise in organizing strike. I don't know how much time we have. 15 minutes. We have not so much time. Maybe I will go faster. Past climate change increase, the water challenges. This is another question in the tropical glaciers in Lake Titicaca, the problems in Bolivia also. Cantabria local sustainable actions. This is a picture in a little village near the sea. Last by one, I put out the skeleton they prepare for the market. This is an old factory where many women were needed. Actually, with the mechanization of the production system is where we have a very important natural reserve marshes. The historical heritage of Santoña. I choose Santoña because of the relevance of that marshes. Water is a vital resource. Cantabria is not really an arid region, but water is scarce, mainly in the summertime. The Cantabrian government, about 10 years or 15 years ago, decided to construct a water highway. It starts here in these mountains and goes to Barcelona on the east direction of the country. But here, in the Franco period, 60 or 70 years ago, I don't know exactly, they constructed this pantano. I don't remember the name in English now. Well, the idea is to take water from here and to contact this water by the so-called highway of the water, and that every village and city in Santander, the capital city, and other important tourist villages in the summer never have problems with the water because they take the water from here. And here always we have water, a lot of water. So part of this is inside our legal territory of the autonomy. They saw that making a big, for me this is a key point to take into account all over the world, local and global. These are some pictures I found in a kind of modernist
Very nice.
But it's very small. There is not much energy used to produce drinking water. But to have this water heated, that takes quite a lot of energy. And I've calculated it. And actually, if it's taking more than 2 seconds extra, when you're peeing under the shower, you use more energy than when you just flush the toilet. So, it's your choice, but my suggestion is go to the toilet and flush the toilet. Okay, thank you. I hope you have a very fruitful discussion. My statement is there is no water scarcity in the Netherlands. That's not a problem. Only bad water management. That can be the problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brink. I actually learned something today, which I can immediately apply at home, so thank you for that. Let me inform you about tonight's, this evening's procedure.
A lot of CO2, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. That mixes up with the water and it forms acid rains. So you're practically drinking poison in big cities. So taking everything that I've said into account, I hope that you've changed your minds. Because, hey, you might be drinking poison. You might have to pay to build the things. You might not even have the conditions. But you have rainwater. That's great. Thank you very much.
Let's enter the reaction phase. Who wants to react first? Just stand up, so I can give you the mic. Yes, you are supposed to stand up.
So back then you were talking about the water that you collect from the rain. You said that it had less pollution, no chemicals. That's in fact true, I can't deny it. But like I mentioned, there's poison rain in the cities. Do you have anything to say about that? Anything? Can you repeat the question? Okay, that was epic. That was really epic. I'll even repeat it for you. Okay, so give me just. Okay, I'm ready. Do I have to say it all again? Okay. So you said that you agree with our argument, right? Then why don't you just step on our side, right? It's in fact, I agreed with your argument. I said it myself. It doesn't have chemicals that humans produce. It doesn't have chemicals that humans put there directly. They have chemicals that humans put there indirectly through cars and other things that you probably know. Thank you, Raj.
Well, we didn't say that you could just drink the water. We said that you can bring the water to like a place, like some place the government owns, and they will clean the water for you and pay you for it.
How do you imagine the government paying for your water? Because the government earns money by taxes, which you pay yourself.
Not a problem, Miguel. Well, you don't pay taxes only by water, right? And also you said that in the dry areas, right, you don't collect rainwater. That's why we collect it in the wet areas. To have rainwater and and transfer the drinking water to the dry areas where they don't have drinking water. That's the point of collecting rainwater. And do you think that's economically sustainable? Do you think people in this world where money is practically the center of everything, do you really think that people are going to pay to change water from far countries to others?
I would define private use as you collect rainwater and you use it for yourself. Why do you think that this implies giving water to the poor? Because I think that is something different.
It's gonna be a one-man show here.
Well, you don't put rainwater, or you don't transfer rainwater to the poor. You transfer the drinking water that that the rainwater is used instead of. You see? So you use rainwater instead of drinking water. So you want to just flush the drinking water through your toilet instead of giving it to the poor.
I want to ask you guys something. What will you use it for? I mean rainwater.
So, the idea isn't that people will drink rainwater. The idea was you get rainwater and you will use it for like washing or other things, not drinking it. And yeah, plants and those kind of things, like the farmers do. And yeah, flushing the toilet, for example. And the other water, the excess water, the water we have, the water we gain from it, like the water we can drink, that water is now shareable because we have more water. So we're not sharing the rainwater, the clean water. Okay?
First is it costs lots of money. Who paid lots of money to plant, to fresh the plants?
I think that what she's trying to say is that, well, I'm serious. You all know that. So, what I'm trying to say, but really trying to say, is that I'm going back to the rain poison. I mean, it kills trees. How can you give that to the plants? Well, who said that we're going to collect the rainwater where the acid rain is falling? Yeah. But also, Miguel, you poo, right? Yeah. So why don't you just flush your toilet with drinking water, and then why don't you just drink that water?
Let's not become personal. Yeah, that's personal.
I wouldn't think that's very healthy. That isn't very healthy. It's like acid rain. But I don't get your argument. Can you repeat it, please?
Yeah, the point was that no one wants to drink pool water. That was it. Also, you were talking about acid rain because of the CO2 that cars exhaust. No? But I never saw a forest die just because of the clouds raining above them, and those clouds are all filled with CO2.
Actually, I'm, for the ones who don't know, I'm a biology student. I know biology and physics. And there are even photos in one of our old books of an entire forest affected by rainwater. All the leaves were gone. There were trees which, due to the acid rain, they even fell like this. So it does affect a lot. And I'm not saying this just by saying it. It's really, I've seen it. I've learned it.
So I would like to know where this took place, and I would also like to say that just first tell me where it took place.
Why are you attacking our acid rain? Not like the real statement. You are like attacking the acid rain. Why? because it's just an example. Yeah, well, they are attacking the acid rain whilst it's an example, and they shouldn't do that, I think.
We're attacking acid rain because it's not chocolate rain.
Thank you, fine people.
I give both teams 1 minute to prepare their conclusion, and I would really appreciate it if I can hear everybody.
Water and it has not been raining, then we have a huge problem there.
Also, the collecting of rainwater is difficult for civilians, so they shouldn't do it. It's of course a very good idea, but it should be done by a governmental organization or something of the sort.
But when he says government, he really means government. He's not referring to any private institutions, because even them, they might not be completely reliable. They only want to produce the max amount of water. And as you know, profit is... Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to the proposition conclusion. Who's going to give the mic?
So our conclusion is the world depends on the future, not on the history.
Well, we think this is the future. You want to go a century back or a century ahead? And you said you can't rely on nature. Well, rain is always going to fall.
Yeah, as you said, rain is always going to fall, and yeah, there can be dry places, but you were talking about that it can be expensive, and also that you know, the rain will just fall. It will fall, and some rain will get wasted. So if you can catch it on top of the roof or something, you can give it a use.
So it's the same. If you collect water from rivers, it's the same if you collect water from rainwater, right? Because rain falls into the rivers. Why don't you just use it from the rain directly instead of using it from the river?
Yes. Thank you very much, both teams. You've earned a big round of applause indeed. So now, the jury will need a couple of minutes, I think. 5 minutes, something like that. So everybody could just, well, if you like, reseat yourself, go to the toilet, or relax a little bit. You can go back to your places and we'll announce the winning teams shortly.
Ja, Ronald heeft ons gezegd beide. En die very special one. Ja. Lisa. Thank you very much.
Ik vind dat deze gewoon...
Je peux même pas regarder l'emploi, je
Alright, if everybody would like to return to their seats, please. I want to first give the floor to Mr.
Judgment, so I will not, but there were some statements I would like to reflect on. In the first motion, it was about free water, and I would like to share an experience with you that is in the practices for developing countries. Nowadays, there is nothing given for free, and it is because, I would say, if it's for free, it is considered worthless. And so therefore, you should make somebody pay, even if it's little, but then they will maintain it and they will be careful for the future for it. So that's one argument. I didn't hear, it was mentioned by Thomas a little, but I think it's an interesting one. The second debate, there was quite a debate going on acid rain, and I thought it very interesting. And actually acid rain is a very serious problem, and it was mentioned quite properly. There was some slight error maybe, because the real reason for acid rain is not CO2. Acid rain is due to sulfur dioxide. And actually acid rain is, as it is now, almost solved, because the sulfur discharge to the air has been reduced enormously. So this is really a great success story of an environmental program. And the real problem with collecting rainwater is, I have to come back on poo, but it's mainly poo from birds and all that kind of deterioration of the water quality. One other thing I heard about taxes on water, and that I found very interesting for somebody thinking that the government will pay for the water. I think it's very strange, because the government really is taking taxes from the water. Even in Holland, you're paying about 30% of your water bill is taxes. So I really don't think they will give you money for the water. No. The last thing I would reflect on is that I think it was a very good debate and a very good swear, and I really think that our parliament could really learn from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Green. Well, as a token of our appreciation, we've got 2 gifts for you: a bottle of wine and a gift card.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll give the floor to Mr. Van Pinkster, let's call him head judge. He is going to announce the winners, and of course, he's going to explain why they won. Mr. Van Pinkster.
Ladies and gentlemen, this evening we had a very tough task. 4 teams were discussing arguments, and they were an international group. And it's very difficult for a lot of people talking by heart in a strange country, in an environment they are not used to, a whole new situation for a lot of them just for the first time being in public. So a big hand for our teams, please. That brings us to the first argument, the free drinking water. We had two teams. First of all, the opposition, and they started very thoroughly. They came in with arguments, they started quick talking, but that was only the beginning. The proposition took over, and they gave arguments after argument, and the opposition hardly did. So we decided that the proposition has won. The second debate about the rain. Here you see the opposite. The opposition took the floor, started very strong, was interacting very good to the public, but also to their opponents. So we decided that the opposition has won. Sorry. May I ask both teams, both winning teams, to get in front of the group? Please come collect your...
No, I'll say something about your prizes. It's both having to do with water, but as well as with Dutch design. It's practical and also very beautiful. Let me just show it to the bigger public. It's called a dopper because it has a dop, which is, well, Dutch for cap. Let me show you how it works. You can use it as a bottle. But also as a cup. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Furthermore, there are two more additional prizes. They go to a couple of jury members, which Mr. van Pinksteren will say something about.
We had a very, very good jury. Both the boys and the girls in the jury give us very good input in our decisions. So we couldn't decide which team of jury won. We have 4 winning members of the jury. And we didn't expect that. So we have 2 prizes. Yes, defining the prize is not the solution. So we decided to give the prize to the ladies in the jury.
So these are Davy and Joanne.
Thank you.
Is there anybody right here with their prize in their hands who wants to say something? Yeah, you already knew that. So, no. Anyway, just for the opposition, for the ones who are against us, especially Andrade, the guy over there. Please claps for them. So, they were really good rivals. Thank you. It's very kind of you. All right, and that concludes this evening. Thank you very much for attending. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, debaters, again.
The museum is also home port to the VOC ship the Amsterdam, a replica of a merchant ship from the 18th century. The VOC, or United East Indies Company, was the most powerful trading company of its time. The ship is beautifully decorated. The Amsterdam can be viewed all year round. Every day there's a ship's company on board. They take the visitors along to the world of 1749. The construction, approximately 400 people have cooperated on the construction.
Todo lo que digas será utilizado en tu contra, ¿eh? Estoy grabando.
Una cultura muy grande.
Un monumento a los caídos en la Segunda Guerra Mundial. Museo de Cera. Royal Palace de aquí, de Holanda.
We hebben een Chinese vrouw gezien, die had achter zich voor een hooi gaan. Ja, hè, zie je dat?
Nuestro guía Rudolf, los dos portugueses del colegio de Serra, Francisco, del Instituto Santa Clara. Estamos a 17 de enero en el corazón de Ámsterdam, la víspera del regreso a Santander. Penúltima etapa del proyecto Comenius Green Skill for Global Change.
là, ça cherche. Le lieu où tu vas, tu vas